Yes, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Foreign Correspondents Club. I am the president of the Foreign Correspondents Club, Suvendrini Kakuchi. It is really an honor to have as our guest today the 14th, the Holiness Dalai Lama. I welcome his presence here. It's a pity he's online. The last time he was at the club, we had the Holiness at the premises, but we will listen to his message today online and look forward to his message, especially after what we are going through at the moment. And I will give the floor to the moderator today, Italian correspondent, journalist Pio De Melia, who will chair the session. Welcome to the Foreign Correspondents Club, Your Holiness Dalai Lama.
Hello, Your Holiness. Long time no see. I am very happy to see you in very good shape. And I hope you hear me despite my very bad English. I think there is a question that most of us ask ourselves repeatedly in these days. What kind of world is beyond the corner after this tragic pandemic will be gone? Will people around us be nicer to each other and more tolerant, or are we going back to the jungle? Among the many sufferances we are enduring because of the pandemic, it is the lack of physical contact. In fact, how better and warmer would have been for us all today if you would be here like in the past, as it already happened twice. But pandemic is not the only issue. As you wrote in your recent message to COP26, by the way, your speech was one of the very few that was not criticized like most of the other world leaders were. Most of the sufferings we endure are man-made. To overcome them, not only we must work all together, but we must cultivate a good heart. As a person that has certainly gone through a lot of sufferings, we know you have a lot to tell us on this subject. So without wasting any more time of your precious time, I kindly ask you, Your Holiness, to take over the microphone and start your introductory speech.
Good night.
Oh.
Cultivating a good heart.
Cultivating
No.
a good heart. Good heart or warm-hearted. Or another word, more compassionate, more affectionate sort of heart. Is, I think, basically basis of all sentient being. Obviously, and of course, those sentient beings without also the mother, some other different way, as exception. Otherwise, we all also living being on this planet who come from their mother. Biologically, you see, affection. Firstly, from without mother's affection, you will not survive. So as soon as born, mother take care. Even animal some scientists say social animal. That means, you see, individuals' survival depend on other. So that is very nature. Therefore, nature, you see, produce the feeling of affection. So therefore, we human being, one of them. From the beginning, even the unborn was a child in mother's womb. Mother's peace of mind, something very related with unborn child. So the warm-heartedness is basis of our survival. It's nothing to do with religion. So, and then your own experience after, so say 5 year, 6 year, you yourself more warm-heartedness here. You automatically create happy atmosphere. If 6, 7 year old child, no smile, angry face, the child automatically become isolation. It is quite nature. So since we are social animal, one individual's survival or happy life entirely depend on rest of the community. So that's very nature. So we human being, we really need affection. Therefore, obviously, all major world religious traditions carry the message of love. In spite of different philosophy, but all carry same message of affection, loving kindness. So that we human beings are really very important. So therefore, all the major religious traditions, you see, carry that message. And now, question is, those people who believe no sort of any faith, whether relevant these things or not, no, certainly they are part of humanity. They also want happy life. So therefore, affection, compassion is basis of our survival and happiness. And then may not, or say, the worthwhile to mention. However, you know, I have a lot of friends. Wherever I go, I never sort of make distinction, Easterner, Westerner, or Southerner, Northerner, or different races. different color, different religion. I never make, distinction. All are same human brothers, sisters. So, through my own experience, with this feeling, wherever I go, a lot of people show me love or as a kind feeling. In case Dalai Lama, you see more angry face, I don't think, you see, this much friend come. My face always smile, always showing happy person. So many people, including non-believer, even you see many communists also you see love me. So therefore, the warm-heartedness is not necessarily relevant for believer. All people, even animal, some dogs, if you show smile, then they appreciate their tail. If you show more angry face, even dogs, their tail go like that. So therefore, this is question of religion. Since we are social animal, so warm-heartedness is key factor. Now problem is, I often you see express the modern education. Not much pay sufficient sort of pay attention in our also the education field. The more explanation of importance of warm-heartedness. So, children with their mother in their family, you see always you see smiling. Once join school, then pay more attention about knowledge, about intelligence, not warm-heartedness. So I often, you see, express in our education curriculum or field, we should include for human being day and night in order to become day and night happy person. Warm-heartedness, very important. So that not related with religion, simply in order to be happy person, happy member of community. So that I, this time also is I want to stress in our education should some sort of explanation or lesson about how to bring inner peace and including good sleep. So much anxiety, then or anger, obviously that much disturb sleep. without anger, more affectionate mind, then sleep become, how to say, very sound, like that. So therefore, the good heart is the key factor for happy individual with peace of mind, and then group. Then ultimately entire humanity really need warm-heartedness. So, now some questions?
Yes, Your Holiness, of course. We are the Foreign Correspondent Club of Japan, so expect a lot of questions. But before starting the Q&A, I would like to ask all our guests online and in presence to please keep a few rules. First of all, in respect for His Holiness and for the fact that we are online, please come to the microphone here on my right and watch the camera in front of you instead of the head table and ask your questions. Make sure that if you need an introduction to your question, should be very, very short, but make sure that when you cast your question, before that you say, this is the question, so that His Holiness is prepared and can understand properly. So before starting the question, this is the question. Secondly, I would like to invite you all, to remind you all that His Holiness has given up all his political role and positions since 10 years, I think, 2011. So, of course, we cannot refrain to ask questions. This is a free press club. But if you can please reduce at least and don't push too much His Holiness on political issues, since I'm sure he will answer anyway, but let's spare him some improper stress. So let's start with the questions. I see there the first, and then these two here. And we have also online questions. Yeah, take off your mask and state your name. And no introductions, please.
I'll be very fast. Jake Adelstein, Daily Beast, Asia Times. It's good to see you, Your Holiness. The last time I saw you was on a plane. I bled on your robes. I asked you embarrassing questions, and you convinced me to give you my noise-canceling headphones. I hope they still work 12 years later. It's been a while. Here is the question. There are many journalists and people and protesters in Hong Kong who are in fear that they will be arrested or go to jail for things that they have done or are doing. How should people live with fear and live with peace? What advice can you give to people who are living in fear, legitimate fear, and also how to live in peace with that fear?
Thank you.
That is, I feel, in our education, field, we are lacking of explanation how to become a person who have peace of mind. In education, we pay only attention about intellectual side, not warm-hearted side. So now, as I mentioned before, now in modern education, without touching religion, simply for a healthy body with a peace of mind. For that basis, you see, some sort of explanation how to reduce anger, anxiety, and how to develop inner peace. And for that, wholeheartedness is the key thing. So not talking about next life, just within this lifetime, person remain with warm-heartedness and become much happier. Because warm-heartedness really brings inner peace. And when more warm feeling or inner peace or compassionate mind, then circumstances, even if you say something very tragic or difficult, but still you can keep peace of mind. If your mind a little bit sort of, or say too much anxiety, then now today's world, a lot of problem. So, economic problem, political problem, and on top of that, environmental problem. So therefore, there are a lot of causes which create anxiety. So therefore, the peace of mind with calm mind, very useful. One example, my own case, I'm a refugee in our own land, a lot of suffering, a lot of problem. But generally, we Tibetan are quite peaceful. And then, so that our also the culture, mainly, you see, message of Buddha, compassion, that really help to keep inner peace. So there, I quite often used to remember some Muslim brothers, sisters in Lhasa. Religiously, they are not Buddhist, but because they live in Buddhist society, Buddhist community, so they also, you see, quite often, you see, express compassion like that. So therefore, the more warm-heartedness is the key factor to bring inner peace, like that. Okay.
Thank you, Your Holiness. Next one, I think the lady there. Okay, then please remember to say the question is.
Hello, His Holiness Ilgin Yorulmaz, reporting for BBC World Turkish. I'm also the second Vice President of FCCJ and honored to be having you online today. You yourself mentioned you are a refugee. Yes, 26 million people are refugees today in the world. And it's actually even like a nation of refugees, which was represented in 2020 Tokyo Olympics this year. My question is, if this nation of refugees elected you as their president, what would your first official decree, official order be to cultivate a compassionate heart? And if I may also add on a very personal level, what is your biggest regret in this life, His Holiness? So 2 questions. One, if you become the president of the nation of refugees, what would you first order? And 2, what is your biggest regret in this life? Thank you.
가르사.
근데 자볼이나 저 경험치 단지모나 송송 capture 이 송송 내지 capture 컨테어스 또 미니 사이 스트루지오스
이버티.
저한테 어디 계시 디 프레지던트 그 나바이나스 경험치
가.
계시 capture 초바디기 운진래야 거베이나 우티 거베이나 니 경험치 capture 나바츠는 다시 걸로나야 참지든지 가르는 게나스
I feel
Tibettv 니버티들 가서 단답도 다시 경험치기 그래서 개바 개나야게 된데 내디 개 좋나요?
가.
개바
그래.
개바 70개
regret 인진하고 regret
겨바에.
나
교배 70 충소스 티웨 니버들
Because of our training, we Tibetan Buddhist tradition, the Nalanda tradition. So, not just faith, use a lot of investigation and reasoning. So, our peace of mind, not just from faith, but reasoning. So, everybody, whether believer or non-believer, whether believe in this religion, that religion, including animal, we all want peaceful life, happy life. So now, peaceful mind, frustration mind is a matter of one of also the aspect of emotion. So we have our tradition, say, to tackle our anger, because anger, you see, disturb our mind and loss our peace of mind. Other hand, more compassionate mind really brings peace of mind and can keep. One Tibetan ancient master, you see, he mentioned, enemy is your best teacher. With enemy, you can practice patience. That is one of the important sort of factor for peace of mind. So according to my own experience, I become refugee. But here, of course, I become the guest of Indian government. And then I think Tibetan generally, I think very peaceful mind. And inside Tibet also, you can see many Tibetan inside Tibet, very faithful and often smiling face, not angry face. So that I consider real precious through our own tradition, from Nalanda tradition, through reasoning. And then, you see, we can reduce anger, fear. We can increase our compassion. So, you see, training of mind is very important. My own case, since my young age, I learned these things. And then my life become difficult. Then these knowledge really very, very helpful to keep peace of mind. And including my smile.
Zambuling na lo capture ba mi saya ni sadu yole. Capture ba saya ni sadu. Chesa mi saya ni sadu di gawrum je kesi uti chayo na. Konso de kala khali nang seres. Long chiwo thangbu di.
No, I just one of the human being. So I very much sort of willing to share my own experience to rest of human brothers, sisters. Not something leader, no. Even Tibetan case, I entirely retired from political responsibility. So I simply remain as one human brother. A Tibetan also, I just consider one of them. So my sort of important thing is reminds Tibetan inner peace with wisdom is very essential. From our tradition, these are really very, very precious.
Ini chiwo niba di gawrum je kuze na lo gyoba cheshu khari chungsos.
Ka.
Gawrum je kuze na lo gyoba cheshu di khari chungsos.
Kare.
Gyoba regret.
Gyoba.
Cheshu di khari chungsos.
No, I don't think any sort of regret. When I look back, my whole life, no matter what circumstances, I really keep peace of mind. And also, you see, thinking entire 7 billion human beings as a brother, sisters. So these is the thinking really very, very helpful. I never felt lonely. We all is the same human brothers, sisters. Like that. So no regret.
You are Your Holiness, so it's quite natural that you should have no regrets. Let's go to the gentleman here. Yes.
His Holiness, my name is Richard Susilo from Indonesia. As you know, Indonesia is the largest population for Muslim people in the world. My question is very simple. Do you have a comment or your advice for Muslim people in the world to live together in peace? Because some people like America mark like Taliban as a terrorist and they became as the president of Afghanistan now. Thank you very much.
그래서
지다던데 쿠란탄
카지.
인도네시아니 인스 카지 인스
가
쿠란 카지 임보다
어?
인도네시아네 다 이네 티워디 조디 점블링 나로 카지 막고 쉬우시오레스 아니 쿠란조 양 식주직라 카지 졸 다테 탈리반 다 졸 때네 식주 독자 용구요보다 카지다 제가 디 가와로 미첼라 지다 카지 걸 공주 가리 요사 조다가르샤 카지 걸 공주 가리 요나스
all 7 billion human beings, basically same human emotion. Then in cases, I think leaders, you see, manipulate our mind or emphasis on division, anger. So like now Afghanistan, our human brothers, sisters, you see too much make distinction. If you think more subtle way, if we discuss more subtle way, no proper basis. Firstly, believer, non-believer, and among the believer, different religious tradition, as I briefly mentioned, all religion carry the message of love, and use different philosophical views. So now, the problem, the politicians, in cases some economists, you see, use the differences of religion. So now, religion also, you see, politicize. So that's a problem. So all religion is, I always is telling, the religion is individual, sort of the matter. Wholeheartedness or sense of brotherhood, sisterhood is humanity. So therefore, so individual case, according to your own faith, okay. But as a human being, when you're born as a human being, not as a not a believer or this religion, that religion. So therefore, it is important to think humanity first, religion, individual matter. I always say, mentioning like that. So, then next.
Go to an online question. I received many, and of course, despite the request of not being too pushy on politics, I believe that all questions are very political, Your Holiness. So are you ready to get them?
가르사.
지워던데 자기가 돈에 지워 망부 조고 요소래 지워 망체 찹시 임부 다 쿠란 원다스다 이네 찹시 페지 찍기 게지치야 요스기
Yes.
Okay. Your Holiness, these are questions coming from Nikkei Asia, Mr. Andy Sharp, and CNN Blake Essig. I put them together because actually they are very similar. What similarities do you see between what happened to Tibet in 1949 and what seems to be playing out between Taiwan and China now? In other words, do you feel that Taiwan can risk the fate of Tibet?
Now, Taiwanese, firstly, Han people, and culture, language, Han, sort of, Chinese culture. As a matter of fact, I really found the really true the heritage of Chinese tradition I found in Taiwan, mainly China, too much politicized. So now Taiwan, since they really kept 1,000-year-old Chinese tradition, Chinese culture. So I feel mainland China and Taiwan, economically, Taiwan get a lot of help from mainland China. And the culture, in Chinese culture, including Buddhism, I think mainland Chinese brothers, sisters can learn a lot from Taiwanese brothers, sisters. That's my feeling. So eventually, I really pray unified Taiwan and mainland China, peaceful. Then, as I mentioned earlier, economically, Taiwan, mainland China, immense help. Culturally, spiritually, Chinese brothers, sisters in mainland China can learn a lot of deeper experience and also the rich Chinese cultural heritage, I feel. 가.
이 태면에 표현은 신양해야 되는데 중요해 얘가 연하면서.
Okay.
Now China itself, now changing. When I was in China, I met several times Chairman Mao Zedong and many other leaders. And at that time, I very much impressed communism, Marxism. So even you say one occasion, I expressed I want to join Chinese Communist Party. Then
probably you should have done it.
Then
you would be back in China.
Then you see my friend, when I express I want to join party, Communist Party, then they say, no hurry, no hurry. And then one occasion, Chairman Mao Zedong, you see, expressed to me, religion is poison. At that moment, I really felt, oh, you are truly destroyer of religion, like that. But in any way, I have a lot of different experience. So all I look as human brothers, sisters. Then all these different ideology, different nationality, different culture, then not effect or secondary like that. Okay.
Your Holiness, next question is from Nippon Television. What is your view on Chinese President Xi Jinping be aiming to the third term as a General Secretary of the Chinese Communist Party? And second question from the same Nippon Television is given the suppressing of Chinese minorities and democratic movements in Hong Kong and Xinjiang, do you think the international community should consider boycotting next Winter Games in China?
I have no comment about Karsa.
Olympics,
Ah,
Chinese Olympics.
Jinping Min Karsa. Xi Jinping. As I mentioned earlier, I know Chinese Communist Party leader since Mao Zedong. The idea, good. Sometimes they too much extreme, tight control. Otherwise, you see, ideologically, I feel, as I mentioned earlier, Marxism and socialism, I really love. So, under the leadership of new Chinese the generation, I think things will change. I feel that. Then regarding Tibet and also East Dagestan, Xinjiang, we have our own unique culture. So they know more narrow-minded, the Chinese communist leader, you see, they do not understand the variety of different culture. Also the Chinese 中华人民共和国 is not one the group, Han people, but it's a Tibetan, Uyghur, and other sort of different groups. So I really feel 中华人民共和国, you see, that should implement on policy matter. Use 人民共和国, but in reality, too much control by Han people. So now things are changing. Okay.
Okay, shall we go back here to the floor? Is there any more question here? And then Obayashi-san, yes.
His Holiness, I'm Lego, Baba, Tibet supporter. Your Holiness, Tashdele, we are very happy to see you fine and healthy. My question is, at this difficult time and suffering due to coronavirus, as a Japanese in Japan, what should we do to help the community? Thank you.
세부 조심하소.
재팬 미망 단대 내염기 뒤수들 재팬 미망의 펜토야 지도 저 그런 쪽이 지 차례 가르다시나요.
I think that matter, I think those experts know better how to deal this sort of illness. But I think Japan, basically, they physically, I think, very, how say, healthy. So the facility, very good. So the Japanese government also, you see, taking care. So each individual Japanese brothers, sisters, you see, should pay more attention about this illness. I don't think it's much danger. Okay.
Thank you. Let's go back. Obayashi-san, please.
My name is Obayashi, freelance. And my question is regarding China, relationship with China. Have you any plan to see China's leader, Xi Jinping, and in the near future? And also when and how? Thank you.
그렇소.
다 시진핑 단 제대나야 기든데 차시다부터 근데 유나 아니 거두인 남기유나 간데스 남기유나
No particular sort of plan, but since few years, I express my desire to visit Uttarakhand, Marbe, Uttarakhand. And then meantime, certainly I can stop in Peking. Then possibility to meet Xi Jinping and some other leaders. And actually, I really want to meet some my old friend Chinese, some military, some political. So I getting older, they also, you see, now become older. So I want to see such my old friend. So I'm hoping while I also taking the pilgrimage to Uttarakhand, but I really don't know.
Khaldun?
Thank you, Your Holiness. My name is Khaldun Azhari. I am from Panorama News, Arab News Japan, in the Arabic Islamic countries. Once I asked you in Tokyo, would you like to visit Mecca, the capital of the Muslim world? And you said you wish. So do you still wish to visit Mecca? And also, do you want to go and live in Tibet, basically? Why? I wonder, why are you living in India? And do you think there's a chance to conciliate with China and live in Tibet? Thank you very much.
니버디 다가데서 디 겨울음치 별을 파 로팽이 두고 유마요 디쿠라 저 니버디서 저거디
I have been some pilgrimage Mecca.
내가 배워 말이야.
왜 말이야?
같이 배워 말이야 겨울음치.
Oh, I'm keen on pilgrimage Mecca as part of my effort to promote religious harmony. So in future, when some opportunity come, I really eager go to as a pilgrimage to Mecca. And in India, all major religious also the or temples include in Delhi, including one Muslim temple.
Jama Masjid.
Jama
Masjid.
Masjid. I visit. When I visit that Muslim temple, I also wear a white hat, and then with Muslim friend, some prayer like that. So since I sincerely committed for promotion of religious harmony, so some opportunity come, I very much want to pilgrimage Mecca. Okay. Thank you.
지구니버디 별을 파 로팽이
가.
별을 파 로페야 겨울음치 별을 파 로페야 튼두 유마요.
Now last few decades experience, I really enjoy my position here in India. So this now Kangra, my more or less permanent now residence, Pandit Nehru choose, and I really enjoy here. I can communicate with everybody from a part of the world. So very free. And Dharamsala, Kangra, the height, not very high, not very low, and very suitable for my health. And also, you see, some snow mountain and some lake and some forest. I love this place. So, one time when I met Suran Singh, Gas Siluningbut.
Manmohan Singh.
Manmohan Singh. You see, once now, many years ago, when I met him, then I expressed, I want India is the home of my rest of life. And even my sort of death, I prefer India. I express that way. So, in any way, India, complete freedom and religious harmony, very good tradition. All major world religious tradition, the follower of all different religious tradition, exists in India. So very good harmony. So according to my views, India is a very suitable land. So from here, whatever way, I make some contribution regarding promotion of peace through inner peace and religious harmony, and also a preservation of Tibetan culture. From here, I can do much. So I really enjoy, happy in India. Okay.
Your Holiness, we still have 3 questions. Allow one by myself, since you just touched about religion, harmony, religion. You have met with the past popes several times, but you never met with Pope Francisco. Why do you think is the reason? He's by far the most popular pope in recent years, but he doesn't seem to be interested in meeting you. Do you have any reason for that?
Pope Yes, I met few popes. Now present pope. If there is opportunity, I'm very much willing to see him. Okay. Now, okay.
Jimbo, please come to the... Jimbo? Huh? No, it's okay?
Thank you very much, Your Holiness. It's been our honor to have you at FCCJ. I'm Teddy Jimbo with the videonews.com. I co-chair the committee that organizes the media event like today, this one today, with Pio de Media. And my question is, you touched upon the COVID a little bit, but I'd like you to elaborate on it a little bit. What are the lessons that human beings should learn from the recent spread of COVID-19? And if it is a sign that the world or the human beings are not heading for the right direction, what are the first things that you think we should change? Thank you.
그래서 세부시험
내염디단 제베 내염지 여러분 단다 코로나 바이러스 디단 제베 돈에 먼저 미 저기 딜 때네 럽제도 가르래야 요나스 담보데 지금 이번에 계시 다디 먼저 교화 땅고에 내리 저기 요네 교화 관계로 땅고 요나스
I think I'm not expert about that. Basically, I feel peace of mind is something important, much sort of anxiety. Then these, illness can easily, develop. But basic your mental state, calm, peace, and then I think best way to preserve your good health. So these illness, when your mind, your emotion, much anxiety, and then the physical element also becomes something like that. So such circumstances easily get different illness. So peace of mind, and then full self-confidence. Then because of that mental state, your physical element also become much more stable and strong. I feel that.
Thank you, Your Holiness. We are reaching the last question from Taiwan journalist Rick Glauert. Your Holiness, you previously mentioned plans to visit Taiwan. Are you still planning to visit our country? And the following up is that Taiwan has seen an increase in high-level visits from the US and Europe, despite China opposition. Do you think the world is somehow changing its attitude and views Taiwan and views toward Taiwan and the One China policy? Thank you.
대화는 줘야게. So in this moment, is the relation between mainland China and Taiwan quite delicate. So I prefer remain here, India, peacefully. I do not want to involve some local political difficulties. But from here, through modern technology, I can communicate like this kind of meeting. So I really dedicated to make some contribution or Taiwanese brothers sisters, as well as mainland Chinese brothers sisters. Since politically we I approach middle way, not seeking complete independence of Tibet. So my position is everywhere open, like that. So we'll see. The situation quite complicated. So sometimes I really feel the simple Buddhist monk do not want to involve complicated politics. Okay.
Okay, Your Holiness, thank you very much. Just last, very quick, who do you think will set foot first in China, you or the Pope?
가서.
Pope 결혼 신이 자나를 폐 숭아 폐교연스.
수.
Pope 결혼 신이 자나를 폐위는 숭아를 폐두고연스.
That I don't know. I think only God knows. We don't know.
Your Holiness, when you were here, we gave you an honorary membership for this club. And I think it's now expired. So we renewed it. Here is the new honorary membership for you. And we hope that you will be able to pick it up. We'll keep it for you here at the FCCJ. Thank you so much, and best wishes for your health.
So we told me the moment the pure rest that it is you and just saw the pure and
Thank you.
The shade to the
Thank you. Okay.
Rini, you want
Yes.
to say goodbye?
I would also like to thank the Holiness Dalai Lama. It was, for me, thank you for taking all our diverse questions. But the most important message was your message of that things will change. And for me, that is what is so inspiring today. Thank you very much again, Your Holiness.
Thank you, Your Holiness.
Thank you. That's all. Thank you. See you again.